Welcome to the first episode of starring J. Thaddeus Toad. It was my first time in Disneyland, and it was eating away at me. The speculation began September 10th, 2017, and after extensive research and watching a lot of cartoons, I figured out the truth. This ride at Disney World at the time had this imprint on my brain for years. And I don't really know why. I think it had something to do with maybe the fact that you go to hell on this ride. Now, as an adult person, I spent a lot of time doing research, as adults do, and I figured out the real story behind J. Thaddeus Toad. He was the sole heir to Toad Hall, okay? I don't know what happened to his parents, but all I know is whatever he was doing would make his dad roll in his grave. And that's a quote from a cartoon. This might be getting too off topic, but I think that Mr. Toad is a mechaphiliac, which I think is a word about being sexually attracted to cars. I didn't want to only use cartoons in my research, so I decided to go down to Toad Hall and have an interview with the guy. Here at Toad Hall to talk to Mr. Toad about his fascination with cars. Didn't work out. Now, really quickly, okay, I want to pause on these ancestors of Mr. Toad. Do you see these? What? It's... How did they turn into less human-like forms over time? That's what I want to know. The main order of business is that Mr. Toad is supposed to spend 20 years in jail. But why? I was doing research on what could actually give you 20 years in jail, and murdering someone could give you 20 years in jail. Not Grand Theft Auto, which surprisingly only 3. And it does claim in this cartoon that he did steal the most expensive car, which, if in current day, 2017, that would be a $3.7 million car. He must have killed people. He absolutely must have killed people if he's going to jail for 20 years, which, by the way, a Toad lifespan is around 10 years. So that is a double life sentence. You would have to be a serial killer to get a double life sentence. So, meanwhile, a whole bunch of children are riding this ride at Disneyland, and he is basically a serial killer. Or being charged for one. I love it, personally. It's one of the very few original rides in Disneyland, and it's one of the very few all-ages rides, and it really kind of sparked this fire in me to figure it out, because Mr. Toad, like, no one actually knows about Mr. Toad, and he's fucking crazy. He's crazy. Now, when J. Thaddeus Toad goes to jail, he gets assigned a prison number, which is 246. That makes me wonder about the 245 previous felons who have been in this jail. When he escapes prison and hops on a train, this is his reaction to a whole bunch of police officers opening fire on him. This is like badass. This makes him crazy and very badass by definition. Finger guns. Finger guns. Here live at Toad Hall. It's on fire. And we got exclusive words with Mr. Toad. What do you gotta say, Mr. Toad?
Your American cousin, Bufo, has died. You are his heir. He's left you $5 million.
Now, is this the reaction of of someone who deserves a ride at Disney? I want you to be the judge. Thanks for watching this, and I will see you next Tuesday. If you know anything more about this, correct me in the comments. Let me know if you want another episode of and and this was pretty fun, so maybe we'll get it going.